You're watching The Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
All right. Hi, everybody. We are Space Cadettes. I am Bean. I am joined by Alfie and Jena. I think my screen's backwards. I don't know. They're somewhere in this area. Hello, everybody. All right. And Jena I'm going to question her now so that we can find out where she got the Girl Scout cookies. Where did you get them?
If she's lying, I can tell you. Because I know exactly where she got them.
Yes. So I got them from our sister store, Space Cadettes Gaming. So what's funny is, let me tell you how I got these. So last year, Gaming had a Girl Scout troop come in and sell cookies that way, right? So I got my fix, very easy. This year, they didn't do that. So I saw on Facebook, my brain was like, oh, they got the Girl Scout cookies back, right? That's not what it was. Somebody had shared a 1-year anniversary memory. Like, oh, 1 year ago, I got Girl Scout cookies at Gaming. And my brain read, hey, I just got Girl Scout cookies at Gaming. So me and Nicole from the warehouse grabbed our wallets and half like speed walked over to Gaming from the warehouse. And we're like, hey, where them Girl Scout cookies at? Where they at? Like, you got them cookies? Where'd you get the cookies? And they looked at me like, no, we don't have any cookies. And I was like, but on Facebook, it said you had cookies. But you said you had no cookies. And they're like, yeah, we had them last year. I was like, but you want the cookies? But I wanted the cookies.
Why are you sharing memories with us if they're not current?
That's right.
I only live in the present, man.
Well, that's what
I live for today. Which today you should have cookies.
And I do have cookies today. Skadoosh. Anyways. So one of the people that's working there, they were like, oh, my neighbor's daughter's in Girl Scouts. And I was like, oh, are they coming here for cookies? Are they coming here so I can give them money for cookies? Let me give you money.
My money.
Take my money. And so they started texting their neighbor and was like, oh, yeah, they're $5 a box. And you could, like, if you want to message her. And I'm like, can you tell her I need 2 boxes of Thin Mints and one of whatever the peanut butter chocolate things are for Jay? Like 2 for me, 1 for him. And they were like, oh, yeah. And I was like, here's money. And they were like, oh, this is too much money. And I'm like, here's money. Give me cookies. So
every single cookie you have.
I was like, oh, my gosh. And then I feel so bad. So I got home. Like, it was the next day. They left all these notes for themselves to remember, like, Jena cookies. And they went over, picked them up after work. And then in the morning, they ended up having an afternoon shift. And I was like, oh, they said they worked all day today. So I'll just, I'll stop by. It's like 2 p.m. I stopped in there and like, oh, no, they're not here. And I was like, what? The cookies aren't here or the person's not here? I need you to be very specific here. And then poor Alfie is like, oh, no, they come in later. I was like, the cookies come in later or the person's coming later? I need you to be very specific. And they're like, okay, hold on. And they texted them and the person called back like, oh yeah, I got the cookies. I'll bring the cookies when I come in. And I was like, oh, okay. Okay, cookies. I like the cookies.
Did you say Alfie said?
No, I meant April. I'm sorry.
Okay, I was like, I don't remember being there.
That's just how excited I was. I forgot all the names. I was like,
oh, well, to be fair, both our names start with A, and you worked with both of us before, and now we work the same.
Yeah. And so the funniest part about this whole story is I used to be a Girl Scout. And if you used to be a Girl Scout, you can literally, as long as you remember your troop number, you can order them anytime you want. And every time I forget this until it is Girl Scout season.
Well, there's no other reason to remember it.
And I don't remember what it is, so I can really only get it during Girl Scout. I have it somewhere, like in an old book or something, but I'm just
okay. This might be an unethical life pro tip, but couldn't you just pick a troop? Or do you have to give like, oh, this was my troop number, this was my name.
Yeah.
Here's my social.
No, you don't need your social. You just need like your name and troop number.
Okay.
It's like, oh yeah. But like
So
I
it's
always
not
forget
like-
because it's always for a good cause. So I don't mind giving the money to the troops that are local because the money goes to that local troop to help them with like their trips and other stuff, you know? So
Yeah,
I don't
not
mind.
fair.
I was like, let me give my local troop all the monies for all the cookies, and now they get to go camping during the summer. Good for them. Give me my cookies.
That sounds like an awful gift if it's in Texas.
They
Here, you get to go camping what's 110 degrees. Have fun.
actually have their own campground up here towards Huntsville in the woods, like the Sam Houston National Forest. And it's all like covered in trees. And I'm pretty sure the pavilions that they have these things that like mist you with fans that cool water.
Okay, so
Or at least it
this
was like
is
20
like a
years ago.
step below glamping.
Yeah, it is. It is. Which is funny to me because I think I was in high school when I went to that one. And I only went once because when I was younger and I lived in another state, we used to go Girl Scout camping there. And it was literally on almost 100 acres of land. And they would have like, oh, here's your tent/cabins. And then all the way over here is the like everything else. And so you would get assigned a horse at the beginning of it, and you had to bathe the horse, take care of the horse. Like that was your horse, and you would have to ride the horse anywhere you needed to go, and then take it into the barn at the end at nighttime. You know, it's lights out. So
Man,
like
you have to ride a horse? That sounds awful. I hate riding horses.
that or walk,
I would
like,
hate to pet a horse and hang out with a horse. That
Yeah,
sounds terrible.
I
have to do it.
I went 4 times like that. Like I got to go zip lining. That was a lot of fun, and I got to.
Okay, nobody told me about epic Girl Scout stuff. I would have been into it if it's like, oh yeah, you get to hang out with a horse and you can you can go zip lining and do you get unlimited cookies?
For a cheaper price.
That's
you
not
get a
unlimited.
Discount on cookies.
It's not unlimited.
You can
That's
buy
a
as many
discount.
as you.
Well, I could buy as many as I want now.
Yeah, but for a bigger discount, you could buy even more.
Money
Hey, when
can
you're
be
10,
exchanged
that
for
means
goods and
everything.
services.
That's true. What did you say, Bean? I'm sorry.
Oh, I was doing the Homer Simpson meme of like money can be exchanged for goods and services.
What else did we do? Oh, we also at both campgrounds that I went to, there were like lakes and stuff and like crystal clear, like creeks that
Crystal Lake,
like,
you say?
Crystal clear.
Actually, I think the back of my shirt says Sleepaway Camp or something like that. That just reminded me of that.
Yeah. And, where we would like, that's where we would go swimming. And then there was much further down where we would like wash our own clothes or get water for cooking and stuff like that. Like you had to do everything. And that's also a lot of times where we earned most of our patches. So, yeah.
Okay, now that I think about it, I think I would have hated Girl Scouts.
Probably. Like
Yeah,
it was,
no.
I love camping.
I like SCA camping and Renfest camping, which is it's a completely different ballgame than all that. So
This is
Very
like
different.
roughing it. No electricity whatsoever. It's 5 miles to get to where you can take a shower, or it's 5 miles to get to where you can have breakfast, or it was another 2 miles away where you get to go swimming. So yeah, us and our horses were very close, and we would be there. God, I think I went there 4 times, and that one was a 30-day long camping experience. The one that we did here in Texas was a 5-day camping experience, and that one was much closer. Like everything was like less than a 10-minute walk, so we didn't really have our horses.
I just imagine getting on and I mean, okay, get off.
And the other one that I went to that was out of state, you also had like chickens and cows and all the other animals that, for you to take care of, so you could have like eggs and milk and stuff. Yeah. I think it felt more like a survivalist training camp. But I earned these cookies. I earned them. And I paid for them. So,
well, I've played a lot of Minecraft and Dead by Daylight, so I think that I can, I think I'm just as much of a survivalist. I know how to make a fire. So, oh god, actually I don't remember that recipe off the top of my head.
Stick and
fire?
coal.
No, that's a torch specifically. I was talking about the campfire.
Yes.
There's a campfire now. Like an actual campfire recipe in Minecraft.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
I don't.
I know nothing. I can tell you how to make a campfire camping. You get some wood and some little sticks, and you can also get some dry
I've watched a
leaves
lot
and
of
pine
seasons of Alone and Naked and Afraid. I think I can survive the wilderness.
I do love the show Alone. That's a good one.
It's a great
I like that
show.
one. Yeah.
First lesson, don't eat any mushrooms that you can't identify. My god, stop doing this.
There's
Are
just
people
always
actually doing that?
There's just always one person that just either poisons themselves or just gives themselves dysentery like immediately. They're just like, this will be fine, and then it's like 12 hours later they're like, I gotta go home.
God. Yeah, or like eating fish they were specifically warned not to eat.
Yeah.
And then in Naked and Afraid, I do remember distinctly someone just being like, oh, well, this is food, and it was a mushroom that he didn't know what it was. And then, like, not even a couple hours later, it's like, we have to get you out of here. You're sick. You're very sick. And then someone that was drinking water off of a waterfall, it was like a little stream coming down, and she was like, oh, well, I think the rocks might filter it, and, I mean, it's either this or just be dehydrated. And it's like, yeah, but the thing that's going to come next is going to dehydrate you. So...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I was just like, man, you guys make some poor decisions. Which reminds me, I still have to check out Naked and Afraid and In Love. They made it into a dating show.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that. I think I only saw an SNL skit that had what is her name? Leslie
Jones?
Yes. I was almost there. I was gonna say Leslie Jordan. I was like, that's not right. But Leslie Jones and Peter Dinklage as Naked and Afraid in the woods. That's all I know. But it's probably the same as the real show.
More than likely. It seems like they try to pair up opposites as much as possible. Like, oh, this one's free-spirited, and this one's a trained survivalist who actually owns his own company where he trains people to survive. And then they're like, oh, I'm very stuck up and manly. And they're like, oh, well, I just like nature. I can't identify all these mushrooms, though. You shouldn't eat that one. It's bad. This one, though.
So what I'm getting is, if anything were to ever happen and we have to survive in nature, everybody should just come to my house. Is that what I'm getting?
Too far away. Depending on the type of survival thing, I might be okay, at least for a little bit. It just depends on the type of survival.
This whole conversation started because really I just wanted to know what everyone's favorite Girl Scout cookie was.
Oh, Thin Mint. Thin Mint.
I don't have one. I don't really eat them. Sorry to be a buzzkill. Everyone constantly talks about the Thin Mints, and that's the only one they buy. So, and I don't like chocolate and mint, so I don't eat them.
A couple years ago, I was like, because growing up, it was always like, okay, we can get our 3 boxes of Thin Mints. We're going to put them in the freezer. This is our stash for the next 6 months of Thin Mints, is these 3 boxes. And that's it. And like, I love them. They're great. But like, as an adult, a couple of years ago, I was walking into a grocery store. The Girl Scouts were set up. And I was like, oh, how much are they? I think because as a kid, it was always like, we can get 3 boxes and that's it.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. So I figured they were like expensive. They're $5 each. I'm like, Give me one of everything. I have adult money now. Like,
so they actually have different flavors every season. They have 2 new flavors, or actually they have 1 new flavor and 1 returned from retirement flavor. So let me know if you want me to tell you. I think it's like 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 flavors. I can tell you them and I can describe them because I've eaten all of them. Yeah. Delicious. So if you want to know,
are they all just 10 different versions of Thin Mints?
No.
Oh totally no, 9 Thin Mints, 1 Samoa.
No, but Samoas yes, but no. Okay, so I will tell you. All right, so these are called lemon ups. So they're a regular like vanilla waffle like cookie, right? And then inside of it's a vanilla or a lemon cream.
That sounds all right.
Lemon ups. I always forget the S. I'm sorry.
Is it? Let me look at that. Because one of the lemons is like my other favorite one, but I don't think it's one of the regular ones they have. It's like you got to catch it.
Yeah, because like they have the main 8, and then 2 of them are always rotated.
The lemonades, I looked it up. The lemonades are the ones that are amazing, and I love them because they're like it's like a cookie, and then the bottom is covered in like lemon icing.
Yes. So the next one I'm going to say is the Do-si-dos, which is a peanut butter cookie. It's a peanut butter sandwich cookie. Basic, delicious. I love it.
You see, I'm not a huge fan of peanut butter. I'm very particular with my peanut butter.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't like it by itself. I don't really care for peanut butter sandwiches, like peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. It's like, it's always like, here's a glob of peanut butter, and there's no balance. It's just all peanut butter. And it's like, like people that are like, oh, well, I just like getting some peanut butter out of the jar and eating it. I'm not that way.
I mix my peanut butter with syrup, and it's delicious.
That sounds fine. I don't know. To me, peanuts are a very strong flavor, and it's not one that I'm the fondest of. It's all right, but
you good, Bean?
I think okay. I'm like the opposite. I love peanut butter.
Yeah, we've talked about this. How we're opposites.
Yes, we are. We're total. But because of that peanut butter and syrup.
It's pancake syrup.
That actually sounds like it might be good on.
It's
French
so
toast.
good.
I'm thinking that would be good on French toast.
It is. If I'm feeling extra fancy, I'll get the maple syrup and do it with it. Otherwise, it's just like regular pancake syrup.
I'm thinking if you made smoother. like a buttery peanut butter sauce, like a buttery peanut butter. I meant the viscosity.
Oh,
being a little smoother as opposed to like
it comes
like
so
like a drizzle.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
That's exactly what it does. It doesn't really change the flavor too much. I think the peanut butter flavor is just so strong, and syrup. I don't really think syrup has too much of flavor except for kind of a sweetness. So when you mix them together, it's delicious.
Yeah, or like there's certain curries that I've been wanting to try, but it's a peanut sauce, and it's like, I don't want to risk not liking it and wasting. I mean, I need someone else around me to be like, oh, I'll eat it if you won't. It's like, okay, cool.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, well, let's talk about the other peanut butter one then.
Okay.
So the other peanut butter one is a tag-along. So the tag-alongs are like there's a crispy cookie with a layer of peanut butter dipped in chocolate. Nothing. Okay.
I think I'm currently looking at the Girl Scout flavors cookies, and I don't see tag-along at all.
Tag-alongs?
Yeah, I don't see that at all.
It's peanut butter patties / tag-alongs because there are different names for them.
Okay. Now I see it. Now that I see it's also called peanut butter patty.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
What is it? It's not. So it's weird. I actually ended up like going down a rabbit hole with this. It's not like East and West Coast, although there are like more predominant. It's actually because they have 2 different cookie distributors.
Yeah.
And one of them has one set of names and the other has the other set of names.
Yeah.
And I think it's more predominant in some areas, depending on but it's not, because I also have seen people be like, oh, it's East and West Coast. There's like two different things.
It's not.
But it's just random.
So what's funny is it's weird. We're taught as Girl Scouts, we were taught to call them by their names, but also know their descriptions. Because I could put in my order for all these cookies, right? And then the same person in the same troop could put their order in for all their cookies, and it could go to either one of the factories. So yeah, you had to know both. Fun. What's the next one? Oh, the Adventurefuls. Okay. This is actually a debate. They're technically brownies with caramel in the middle, and then it's like drizzled with chocolate.
Okay. I saw sea salt. Now you've got my attention. Fudge, caramel, and sea salt? Heck
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're sea salt with sweet stuff. Dude, Dee actually got me, I came home on Tuesday, which is Valentine's Day, and he's like, oh yeah, I got us this little tiramisu cake that's made for two from HEB, which was divine. HEB knows what they're doing.
Oh, they do.
But and then he was like, yeah, and I got a hazelnut Ghirardelli thing for me, and I got you a caramel sea salt. And I was like, or it's chocolate sea salt, and it's like, yep. And I think the day before, or on the weekend, since we were gonna be watching Last of Us and it was our anniversary weekend, I was like, you know what, we probably should have drinks. So I got it was sea salt caramel whiskey from Bird Dog.
Ooh. So
good, and you can taste all those flavors.
Ooh, okay, okay.
Sea salt and sweet. It's just, I like the salty sweet. So good. That's my jam. I haven't had them, but I'm assuming that would be my jam.
All right. The next cookie I'm going to talk about is actually the only cookie I don't like. The Samoas.
I don't like coconut.
So it's a chocolate base, and it's like a coconut cookie, drizzled chocolate. I can't stand coconut. It's actually, and it's also, hold on. It's also got, so it's caramel and coconut mixed together and then put on a cookie with chocolate on the bottom and drizzled on top chocolate. Mm-hmm. It is.
Bean, were you saying that you like or dislike coconut?
I love coconut.
Okay.
I love it so much.
Yep. All right.
But
we can go to a restaurant together and we will not share.
Yeah, I do agree with you though on the salty sweet stuff. I do like that. Which
I will happily share chocolate sea salt stuff with you. That's totally fine.
I know. I've just, for my Valentine's Day, I went to Walmart and got myself ice cream because that was just the Valentine's Day I had this year. I got the Ben & Jerry's. They had it's called Netflix and Chilled ice cream flavor, and it's
very appropriate.
Yeah, and but it has pretzel in it.
Ooh,
it's really good. It's got pretzel and caramel in it. It's really good.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. We have to focus. I'm so sorry. And then what is this one? This is this year's new one. It's called Raspberry Rally. It looks like the same thing as the tagalongs, but instead of peanut butter, it's raspberry filled.
You know what? I can get down with that.
Yeah,
I think I can get down with that. Actually, I kind of like raspberry.
And you can only get it through shipping. So you can only get it from their online store. I
don't like fruit as a general rule.
Yeah.
But if it's done a certain way, it's like, okay. I like this. But I'm not going to just randomly eat fruit. It's no.
Exact opposites.
Yep.
It depends.
You would be horrified if you watched me make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, because I do just glob the peanut butter on, and then I get like a whole bunch of strawberry jelly and and actually I get the preserves instead of the jelly, so it actually has chunks of fruit just in it.
No. Like yogurt with chunks of fruit in it is a hard pass. If it's a swirl and it's like the essence of fruit, it's like I want I want the LaCroix of fruit. I just want the essence of it and like the idea of it. I don't actually want it.
Oh my god.
I want you to throw like a grape at a yogurt bottle
just
and not have it land.
Yeah, just
I want the air of grape.
Yeah, like if a strawberry could call the thing that I'm eating and be like, "Hey, yo, what's up?" You're like, "Yeah, I can taste that." The only fruit the only fruit flavor that I like is like candy, like because to me fruit is like it's a dessert. I don't have a sweet tooth necessarily. As I open my drawer that has candy in it, ignore that.
As I take another cookie. Okay. This is the other kind of new one. I think they introduced this one either last year or the year before. I don't remember. It's gluten-free even, but this is Toffee-tastic, where it is pretty much like I'm trying to remember because I ate it, and it tasted like, you know those pecan shortbread cookies? Mm-hmm. Take out the pecans and put in toffee.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. I'm really glad. I have friends who are gluten-free. I've known a lot of people. I'm glad they have gluten-free option. It's a tough cookie. It's that toffee in there is like
I'm like, granola bar.
Is that a filling? Ow, like it's a hazard. But it's good.
Have a trick for that. I have a trick for that. Are you ready?
Don't put them in the freezer.
You do not put them in the freezer like Thin Mints. Oh god, they're so. Anyway,
you make sure it's summertime and you put them on your driveway in the heat of Texas.
I think that would make them harder. We strengthen them.
Okay, okay. Let me tell the secret. You take your cookies. You put them on like not wet, but kind of damp paper towel on a plate, and then microwave it for like 10 to 15 seconds. Yeah, you steam them, and they're not hard anymore. They're kind of melty. It's really good.
You know what? I don't like pre-baked cookies that are making me do more work. I bought you so I didn't have to do anything. I could just open it up, and be like, just open my gullet and let them fall in. I didn't. No, absolutely not.
Oh my gosh. Okay, and of course the original, which they have renamed it probably a dozen times, but the name now is called the Trefoils, and that is the classic shortbread cookie. The classic, like what started it all was a regular shortbread cookie that Girl Scouts used to make at home and then sell on the streets. But that is its new name is Trefoils. Oh my gosh, I am saying this so bad. Like I said, it used to just be called shortbread, or sugar cookies is what they've been called before. So it's just yeah, it's a classic shortbread cookie. And then the last, and definitely not the least, is the Girl Scout s'mores.
Those seem fun.
They taste like an actual s'more.
They were okay. I wasn't a big fan of them. So Alfie, you should eat the s'mores cookies because I didn't like
s'mores. We need to make s'mores.
We do. We made a promise to make s'mores together. We haven't had a chance.
We acquired the ingredients and then just ate some of the ingredients, and then it didn't happen.
Oh no! I didn't eat any of those ingredients. I ate the other candy that we bought.
We bought a lot of candy. We bought like 4 or 5 pounds of candy that night.
We needed the energy.
Yeah. Yes. It was fun. I super enjoyed it. But yeah, so I think that's and Thin Mints. Did I talk about Thin Mints yet? Thin Mints.
I mean, I feel like that's what brought us onto this whole conversation. So love of Thin Mints.
I'm gonna eat one right now.
Okay. Well, while you eat that, I think we might have to take a break. a little cookie break. Everyone, go grab some cookies, man. Or don't. I'm not your boss. Just go away for a minute.
Bean's getting cookies. See ya.
We'll be right back.
Programming on the EXP is made possible by viewers like you, or your local comic shop, or that Kickstarter you backed, or the publisher you like, or comic industry professionals who want to share a message with the world. Really, anyone who wants to advertise with us can. If you're interested in seeing a product you know and love, or are creating, or are publishing, or are involved with, advertised here on The Experience, and having your message shared with our viewers, please reach out by scanning the QR code below or visiting our website and using the contact form.
Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Go follow The Experience on TikTok at @the_EXP1 or scan the QR code on the screen. Our TikTok is like everywhere else we are, except you only have to deal with us for a minute. Seems like a win-win to me.
Hello there. Welcome back from that commercial break. We're back now, if you're not aware. All of us. We're here again together. Hello. What are we talking about?
I got
Stuff? Things?
People are sad because
People
their
are sad.
AI girlfriend doesn't remember them. And that's the dystopian we're living in now.
Yeah, that is the simplest way to describe this topic. But it's true. It's true. And it's not even just girlfriends either, which is the sad thing. Which, okay, for anyone that's not clued into this or hasn't heard about it, there's this AI app called Replica. And I think it started during 2020. So, people were kind of attaching themselves to it. And some people were using it as oh, well, I've had a bad day. I just need to vent and I don't want to bother those closest to me. And then others were like, hey, I have no one closest to me, or I need to work through some stuff. I need someone or something to talk to. And it was a very smart thing. Like, the AI was very intelligent. It could learn, pick up things, make memories. Like, if you'd asked it, like, if it was like, oh, if you'd said something and it was like you could describe your day with it and would describe their own day back to you. Like, oh yeah, like, I think I'm gonna watch a movie tomorrow, and then the next day you're like, oh hey, you said that you were gonna watch a movie. What movie did you watch? Oh, I watched Back to the Future. Oh, cool. Like, I really like anything with Michael J. Fox. Oh man, I'm more of a Christopher Lloyd fan. And like, you could actually talk to it and have a conversation. Like, it's crazy. But unfortunately, it does have a paid tier, which I guess maybe it wasn't super closed off, or maybe some stuff leaked through. And so you could basically make a girlfriend, a wife, husband, boyfriend, whatever you wanted. And it could get very adult, have very adult conversations with you. But unfortunately, I think it was like in Italy, where it was like, oh, hey, you guys don't have really great age restrictions on this. And there's something with like the data not being protected. So Italy was like, you guys have to stop this. And so I think the whole company was like, hey, we're just shutting it all down. And they dumbed down the AI really badly. Aww. So now the memories that people had created with their AI, that's like, yeah, my AI doesn't remember me anymore. And I saw something about like someone was like, yeah, I had like a goodbye conversation with my AI because it's not going to work anymore. It's not going to be proper. And then it's really unfortunate because there are people who have used this to work through trauma. Because unfortunately therapy is very expensive, but and you do have to kind of shop around for a therapist, which sounds weird, but you have to find one that works for you. And with this, it's like this would work in a way. It's not a replacement for therapy, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's someone to talk to that learns, and it's not biased. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's a whole thing, and it's very sad. And even the chat GP, not the chat GP, I'm confusing it. The replica thing, they even put out a thing of like, hey, we understand that you guys are going through a loss, and it's sad. Like, we feel bad about this. We're all losing something out of this, and you guys are losing a personal friend in a way.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's very unfortunate and sad. I'm hoping that this is temporary for people.
Yeah.
Like, I'm hoping that they've dumbed it down so much and kind of stopped it, so they can fix the issues, and then it'll come back. Because I think it is useful for various types of people and for various reasons, and it also sucks if you paid the higher tier to get more intelligent conversations and for a more relationship type thing. Because you can actually pick the type of relationship, but I think the ones that you had to pay for were boyfriend, girlfriend, wife, husband.
Wow.
But I think you could have friend, mentor, father, mother, I think brother, sister. I think you could have those for free. Something like that.
That is really funny, like ascribing a monetary value to unlock relationship status.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I would have known about this at the beginning of the pandemic. So there's like a whole group of us, like there's a whole chat that I'm part of where there's a whole group of people that are like me, where we're very extroverted. And I start getting, it gets like, if I don't have interactions with people, my mind gets very dark. And so at the very beginning of all this and everything shut down, you couldn't go anywhere. My husband still worked overnights. So he was still gone like 5 days a week. And I would be home completely alone without any interactions for weeks at a time. And it got really hard. It was really hard. And I know this sounds crazy, but something like this probably would have really, really helped me. But there was this community I was able to reach out to. And I thank everybody there. For any of you guys watching, thank you. But like, I feel like this probably helped a lot of people, even though there was a line that I feel like may have been crossed here and there. As a general, this probably helped a lot of people. And we are getting to a point in technology where AI is just getting so advanced that it's caught up to us or surpassed us almost. Like,
yeah, I mean, I don't think that there's any complete replacement for human interaction, because even if you're an introvert like I am, I thought I was going to be perfect during the pandemic, because it's like, heck yeah, I don't have to see anyone, don't have to talk to anyone. Yes, this is my jam. Wait, hold on a second. This makes me even more scared of being around people. Oh no, I actually do like some people, just not all the time. This is too much no people all the time.
Yeah. I think it's just like humans as a species are a group type of species. Even if it's like, yeah, even if it's just like a small or big, we have to have some sort of interaction. Even this right here helps me so much. And I thank you guys for that.
No problem. Thank you for keeping me in my room talking to people.
Hey.
I say as I saw you like a couple hours ago.
Like an hour ago is when the show ended. Or something. I don't know.
I will say though, AI will not surpass humans entirely. I mean, if you look at that McDonald's AI.
Oh no.
It's real bad.
It's
real bad.
Explain the McDonald's AI to me. I've not heard anything about it.
So there are some McDonald's, probably not anywhere around here, but there are some McDonald's that are AI only. Like, you will not speak to a human. I assume that the kitchen has cooks in it.
Yeah, so in the kitchen there's actually people, but like up front they have just computer screens.
And also through the drive-thru.
Oh, okay. Well, the one that I saw, they had like up front was just computer screens.
Yeah.
And then like they put it on a like thing that goes out.
Yeah, it's through the drive-thru as well. Like it's clearly an AI voice talking to you. It's definitely not a human. But you're trying to tell it your order, and like I saw some videos of it, which they're hilarious. And it's like, oh yeah, I want a vanilla cone. No caramel. And then it's like it was just adding random stuff like cream packet, ketchup packet, butter. And for the sundae, fudge or caramel. Nothing. I don't want anything on it. Nothing's on it. Zip. Nada. Nothing. Don't want anything. Just plain vanilla cone. And on the sundae, what would you like on it? And then someone else was talking about how they had gone through the drive-thru and they were only getting like 2 things. It was a very simple order. But then someone on the other drive-thru, because you know how some McDonald's, they had the double lane?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That drive-thru picked up on the other one and added like a Diet Coke to it. And she's like, "Oh, no, I didn't order a Diet Coke." So it canceled the Diet Coke and added 9 iced teas.
Yeah. I think I saw that one.
Yeah, it's like, all right, I give up. Like, I don't like talking to people on a general basis most of the time. I would rather deal with a human at this point. Or like if you have a self-checkout for McDonald's where it's like, yeah, I'll even cook my meal. I don't care. I just want my food.
Oh, you know what? Actually, the McDonald's down the street from our house, they added, so there's a 1 person here, right? Like an actual person you can order with. And there's 2 lines of the screens that you can order.
Yeah.
You can't take anything off.
So
like I was trying to put, like I was sitting there, I went clicking, like I clicked for the burger because I was with two of the kiddos and they wanted to try it. And I was like, yeah, that's fine. You know, I can help them. I do this all the time on my phone for work, right? Right? I know how to push buttons for technology.
Technically.
No. I was like, okay, well, I need to take the onions off because, you know, I don't need to have to use an EpiPen in front of the kiddos, right? Right? So I went down and said customize. I was like, oh, okay, this is where I take it off. And I went there and it was like extra onions, extra ketchup, extra pickles. I was like, no. Like, how do I subtract? I don't want to add. I want to. And I turned to the person. I was like, I am so sorry to bother you. I'm trying to take this off. She's like, well, if you wanted something taken off, you needed to order with me. You can't do that on those. I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Can I order with you then? Mm-hmm. And then they were like, no, once you started it, you have to finish it. Otherwise, it stays on that screen. And so I was like, okay, well, can I just cancel my burger, get the kiddos their Happy Meals? No. So I just, yeah. I cut the burger in half for the kiddos to eat and they were fine. So
it's crazy. I've been in a lot of places, like I've never been through a drive-thru, but like there are a lot of places that have the tablet set up where that's how you order. And it's very possible to tell them that you don't want something on the burger. Like I'm specifically thinking of Shake Shack. That's how you order when you go there. And like McDonald's can afford.
They can afford to put an extra button to take something off.
It should have been there to begin with, but even McDonald's has said, like, yeah, our AI stuff is subpar. It is not up to snuff. And it's like, yeah, no, unfortunately, you will be having to pay people to do a job.
Yeah. Like
the robot takeover is not as soon as we thought it was going to be.
Although it's sooner than some of us think, though. Like, whew,
I don't think it's that soon.
I feel it in the next, like, 15 to 20 years.
Oh, you were very generous.
Especially with that. They have, like, robots all over the place that can, like, move and talk and figure things out and, like, can speak to you based off of everything from the internet. And I'm like, that's too smart.
Okay, where are you going where you're meeting all these robots?
I read a lot of science journals.
Okay. That ain't here, though.
No.
Until I can afford a robot of my own. No takeover.
All right, guys. And since the robots have not taken over, Thank you. I think that means it's time for our pick of the week. Awesome. So this week's pick was whose was it?
Is mine.
It was Bean's pick, and it was SAGA.
SAGA.
So good.
Excuse me. How many issues are out of this now?
Like 60 something?
7,000.
I mean, that's not wrong.
Volume 10, 60 something.
61. 61 just came out on the 9th, it looks like. Yeah, it looks like 61 came out on the 9th of February of this year. So I'm a little bit behind. I've read the first however many volumes there was before what was it, like a 2-year hiatus?
Yeah.
And so it was nice to go back and reread them. I reread the first where did I stop? 5 issues?
That would be part of the first volume. I think volume 1 is 1 through 6.
Okay, so I reread the first volume, and I was like, man, I forgot how this started. What? Oh, I forgot. I had forgotten that what is it, like the first or second page is like birth. What was it? We were just talking about it being what was it? The first or second page? I can't remember.
Alfie, did yours? Okay, Alfie, when you're reading it on your however you read it, was there a panel of the baby crowning on one of the first pages?
Okay, I'm trying to remember the first page. I do remember I recently. Okay, I'm on volume 5 now, and I do remember seeing the princess robot. She crowned. Yeah, I saw that vividly.
Yeah,
saw that for sure. I can actually look it up real quick because I have it.
I was trying to think, maybe because I've always thought that was in the first 2 pages.
Yeah,
and then
I mean, a birth does happen for sure.
Yeah, I've been confused because I guess I got it confused because I thought the crowning was specifically on like the first few pages. But
there was a baby crowning in the first couple of pages. I just reread it and there was.
Yeah. Either way, the comic goes hard. And
yes.
I love it. It's so good. It's so good. I'm so happy that Alfie is just like destroying this.
Dude, I didn't think, I thought I was going to be like, okay, I'll read like the first few issues. I'll read the first volume. Because it's like, oh, I just so happen to have the first 9 because I bought it with a Humble Bundle thing. Didn't realize it because it was just like an image thing.
Yeah.
And then I started reading it and I was like, oh, this is real good. I can't stop reading it. It's just, it makes me laugh. It makes me cry. It makes me put on my horns because I'm a Mooney.
Kind of makes me want to put on my ears, but I think they're in the living room.
I will say, quite frankly, I think I'm only a Mooney just because I had the horns on hand. Not that says anything about me.
Of course.
But, dude, and I also really love how the universe seems so complete and diverse without it feeling forced.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'll read something and it's like, okay, well, clearly this character and the look of this character was put here just to make it seem like, oh, I thought about diversity or I thought about something else creative or something. And it's like, no, this is like, even if it's something that looks silly or looks outrageous, it's like, it fits in.
Yeah.
It melds together so well and everyone looks so different and everyone looks cool and awesome or ugly and terrible, but it works. And like even finding certain characters attractive that it's like, this is like
this is a new awakening.
Bean, I told you this. The stalk?
Yeah.
Okay. I know she's a spider woman.
Yes.
Oh God.
But I mean,
and the way she first appears I'm trying to remember. It was in the woods, right?
Mm-hmm.
She has like no arms. And it's just
well,
so
she
you just
got
see
a lot of arms.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
wait, I mean, when you first see
I know.
right? Like you only see a torso with a skirt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then her skirt opens and she's just like, oh, the arms. And you're like, oh, she's deadly. Okay. She's deadly.
Yeah, I saw the 8 eyes and I was like, is this going to be like an arachne situation? And it was like, yep, it is. It is.
Yep.
Nice. But yeah, it's just like all the characters, it feels so organic.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels natural. Like, I don't question seeing something or someone that looks out of place. It's like, oh, well, yeah, that's just the universe. It is what it is. And I love it so much. It feels so good. I love this book.
And they tackle some pretty big, like, issues, I guess you call, like, world issues almost. Like, the stance on the classic tradition of family. 2 people get married. They have 2.5 kids. Blah, blah, blah. Like, they're like, nah, man, nah.
Sometimes war happens.
Yeah.
And I just love that. Okay, and I know that this is a spoiler, I suppose. So spoiler talk real quick. I just love how part of the reason that Marco and oh my god, why can I not remember her name right now? I can only remember her actress name, Zipless.
Alana?
Alana, yeah, thank you. I love how her mind started to change because of a silly romance novel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I mean, we could just hang out and chill. It doesn't have to be anything. Or it could be something.
Oh.
But it doesn't have to be bad. It's like, oh. Yeah. It just felt so nice. And I just love it.
About that.
Ah, I know, right?
Oh my
it's
gosh,
so good.
It's so good.
It's too good.
It's too good.
I think one of my favorite things about the series too, and I think it's part of what makes it all feel so human, is it's like there are a lot of flawed characters. There are a lot of characters that do things because of emotion, because of trauma. They are, especially like
job.
Yeah. And there are some characters that you see have like drastic transformations where it's like when bad things happen to the characters, like it's great reading the superhero books where like bad things happen and the heroes are like, I'm gonna change for the better. People don't always change for the better.
No.
Like bad things happen and people are affected in negative ways. People have biases, people have like bad things happen and then they're permanently just like, like I hate that thing, Yeah. I love that because this is like a lot of flawed characters.
Yeah.
Making poor decisions frequently. I love it. It's real.
Yeah.
For almost nobody being just like human. They're all very human characters.
Yeah, like they're not one-dimensional. It's not really gray or white, or black or white. That's what I meant. There's a lot of gray area. It's like, oh, I could be doing a good thing, but I'm also doing a bad thing, or I am this person. Like the whole thing with the will,
mm-hmm.
and how he saved Sophie, and it was just like, oh, and everything that was happening to him, and like, the whole story arc, like, I hate it and I love it. And then like with Gwendolyn and everything with that, and just it's just so much. And like even with Marco's mom, like she's trying to accept the family as it is, but I mean she's still like calling Isabella Wraith and like a haunt and like all this stuff. Like she's still, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, that's my grandma. She grew up in a different time. She still says inappropriate stuff. I'm so sorry. And you just get used to it. Like, that's grandma.
Yep, there's grandma.
Yep. Which I'm sorry for all the spoiler talk, but man, it's so good. And there's 60 issues out. So.
I don't think we did too many.
No, and honestly, there's so much story. Even if you got spoiled on like a few things, there's 1,000 other weird plot points. So, like, just read it. Like, this is also like a very like nitpicky thing, but probably has some of the best lettering.
Oh
Yes.
God, yes.
Oh,
yes.
Lettering
I agree.
helps so much with distinguishing all these different factions. There's different languages. They're using color. They're using text box shape. Like,
if you use a specific blue, I know it's a Mooney talking.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I want to talk about that real quick. So as somebody who still has some vision problems, right? So a lot of times what letters will do, or I don't know who does it specifically, but when they use that light colored blue, they usually don't put it on a white background. They usually make it a cream background. Or I don't know if you guys ever noticed this, but when you see usually text boxes that have like a lighter blue or a lighter color, they usually make the text box a different color as well, like a lighter color as well. And I can't see that. I cannot, my eyes, and I know a bunch of people who cannot differentiate those colors so close together. Do you know what I mean? So seeing what they did, where they put it on a white background, I was like, oh my God, I can see that. Like, they made it enough of a I've forgotten the word.
Contrast.
Thank you. Contrast. Thank you. That people like me who have trouble with certain colors being like close together, like, I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. I need to meet this person and hug them someday. So yeah, sorry. Okay.
Also, the art is beautiful. I love the art so much.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm jealous of that art style.
Oh my gosh, yes. So it's amazing. All right, guys. I think it's my pick, right?
Yes.
Okay, so oh my gosh. I am trying to go back and I'm rereading this series because it is completed. It is called The Wicked and the Divine. I think there is, oh my God, there's like 40 something issues, 45 issues and 6 specials.
Wicked and Divine.
Yeah.
The Wicked and the Divine. Oh my God.
That.
I love this series so much. I'm pretty sure I like own all the trades. Or I might be missing them. I can't remember, but I think I have them all. I've read them all. I've read the specials. This is so amazing. It's another Image book. Hold on, let me. Okay, it is created by, oh God, I'm going to mess up your name and I'm so sorry. Kieran Gillen and Jamie McCleve. Is that McClevey, maybe?
I don't
know. I'm terrible. Oh, okay. So this was going on from 2014, 2019. Oh my God, it's so good. So it's about there's 9 deities that keep getting reborn, and only one gets to survive, or like they all die before, like they get to be gods, like different variations of gods, only for a little while though, and they're always like young, early 20s or teenagers.
Calm down.
Yeah,
it's
you're
so
gonna love it, Alfie.
good.
Really, like,
and it is so twisty.
Yeah, I haven't finished the series. I've only read, I believe, the first 2 volumes.
Okay.
I'm really excited to have an excuse to read them again.
I'm so excited for you guys to read it. Hopefully, because like I don't know anybody else who has finished it.
I'm really excited to read this. However, I am worried about my pick of the week next week because how am I gonna follow? It's like, oh yeah, well, we're just getting better and better.
You should do
it is like the other massive, like, heavy hitter Image series, like one after another. You just pick another Image series.
Sure. I guess I could do that.
Did you read? Were you there when we did Nail Biters?
Nope.
Okay. What about Chew?
Nope.
Oh no. When I see you on Tuesday, I'm just gonna throw these books at you.
I think I might own Nail Biters. It was one of those Humble Bundle things.
Nice.
You get on Humble Bundle.
All right, guys. On that note, I have been Jena. That has been Alfie. That has been the Bean. I think. I don't know where I'm pointing anymore. I am going to go devour the last of my cookies. And thank you all for joining us. We will see you next week where we hit more books up, I guess. Bye.
Bye.